All right, today we're going to work on Unit 2, Lesson 5. First thing we're going to do is we have a notice and wonder activity. We're probably not going to notice and wonder. I want you to make some connections here, though. Notice this first function. F of x equals x plus 5, x plus 1, x minus 3. Here's the big connection I want you to make. X plus 5 caused our graph to cross at negative 5. X plus 1 caused our graph to cross at negative 1, and x minus 3 caused our graph to cross at positive 3. Okay, compare that to this next one. X plus 5 again at negative 5, x plus 1 at negative 1, x minus 2 at positive 2. Okay, so it's the opposite. It crosses the x-axis, the graph crosses the x-axis at the opposite of whatever we see. Okay, so here's what's really happening here. Okay, we're saying this must equal 0 because the y value, or the g of x value in this case, the y value, equals 0 on the x-axis. So if any one of these three equals 0, then 0 times anything would cause the whole thing to be 0. So that's like saying x plus 5 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. And then we can solve each of those for 0. So subtract 5, x equals negative 5. Subtract 1 from both sides, x equals negative 1. Or we could add 2 to both sides. X equals positive 2. Okay, so that allows us to find our intercepts, our x-intercepts of the graph. So as long as the function is in factored form, we can find x-intercepts pretty fast. All right, so activity 2 then. What values of x make these equations true? Find all values of x that make the equation true. Okay, so we're going to start with this first one. We're going to skip some of these. So this is pretty easy then. Okay, now I could set each of these equal to 0 since it equals 0. Or I could say I just know it's got to be the opposite. As long as there's nothing in front of the x, that's super easy. So x equals, the opposite would be negative 4. The opposite would be negative 2. The opposite would be positive 1. All right, you pause the video and I want you to try number 2. All right, so coming back here, we got x equals negative 4. Just flip the sign. Negative 2, positive 1, or negative 3. Any one of those, okay, would cause the whole thing to equal 0. So those would be our x-intercepts. Okay, so that means if I graph this equation, I'm going to expect it to hit at negative 4, negative 2, positive 1. Oh, that should have been positive 3. Caught me in a mistake. So it's going to look something like that. Okay? And we'll get to more of that later. All right, number 3, okay, this says it's got a multiplicity. So what this really means is this is x plus 4 times x plus 4, because it's second power, times x plus 2 times x plus 2 equals 0. Well, there's no reason to say x equals negative 4, negative 4, negative 2, and negative 2. That just doesn't make sense. Okay, so we're going to say, instead of that, we're just going to say x equals negative 4 or negative 2. Okay, we just have two of them. All right, number 5, it gets a little trickier here. Okay, this first one, that's the obvious one. X equals positive 10. Now these are a little bit trickier, so we got to be careful here. So we're going to set each of those equal to 0. So we're going to say 2x plus 8 equals 0, or 7x minus 3 equals 0. We'll subtract the 8 from both sides, so 2x equals negative 8, and then we'll divide by 2. So x equals negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So we got negative 4. That one worked out to a nice whole number. Okay. Same thing on the other one. We'll add 3. So 7x equals positive 3. Now we'll divide both sides by 7. X is left by itself. 3/7. Now that won't reduce, so that's where we're going to leave it. 3/7. So positive 3/7. So it's, in this case, it's a fraction. It's not going to cross at a whole number. Okay. All right, number 7. Okay. We got a couple of these that are pretty obvious. So x equals x minus 1. That one's easy. That's going to be a positive 1. X plus 0.75. Now it's a decimal, but that's no big deal. It's just going to be negative 0.75. You could do 0.75. Now these other two, we got to be careful here. This one, now that tricks a lot of people, so be really careful here. Anytime you have an x and there's nothing added or subtracted, that's just going to give us x equals 0. So it's going to cross at the origin. Okay. All right, and this next one, okay, this one's a little tricky too. So we're going to say 3 minus x equals 0. So we'll solve that. Subtract the 3. Negative x equals negative 3. Now to get that negative off of the x, we got to divide both sides by a negative 1. So x equals positive 3. So there's our answers. Okay. All right, number 8. This is the last one we're going to do together, and we'll be done for the day. So the x plus 4, okay, or x plus 9, that's no big deal. That's going to give us x equals negative 9. Now x squared minus 4, we have to solve that one. So we're going to say x squared minus 4 equals 0. So we'll solve that. We'll add 4 to both sides. X squared equals a positive 4. Now to undo a squared, we've got to take a square root. Excuse me. So x equals, obviously the square root of 4 is 2. Now we got to be careful here because 2 times 2 equals 4. That's an obvious answer, but there's another one. We could also have negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 equals positive 4. So anytime we take the square root of both sides of an equation, we're going to get the positive root and the negative root. And we might express that as plus or minus 2. That tells me both the positive root of 2 and the negative root of 2 are going to be answers. Okay, or I could list it as positive 2 and negative 2. Either one would be appropriate. All right, y'all have an amazing day, and we'll try again next time.